Are you meeting again?
Yes, sir, I am meeting you again.
Yeah. So, how was your experience with UPSC?
Uh, there was a great deal of learnings, but overall, till now, I have been to final stages, but I couldn't clear. But it has been a great learning in the past few years.
What was the result this year?
Last 2 years, I have been to interview, and I couldn't be in the final list. I was close to the list.
Where was the lack?
Uh, Both the times, the score in the mains was less.
Subjects are optional. Our general studies are optional.
Mainly general studies. Optional, I was performing decently. Interviews, both the times I scored very good marks.
What is the option?
Optional is anthropology.
So, what is your expectation on the main score in APPSC here?
So I feel that I have done very well in APPSC mains. So I think I will be in the good amount of percentile with respect to mains.
So, did your anthropology help you in your APPSC?
Sir, we don't have optional in APPSC.
Not optional, not as optional.
But the preparation methods that I have employed for my optional, they have certainly helped me. There are some similarities of how I study anthropology and how I study some subjects in APPSC mains. So in that case, it has helped.
In general studies or some essays, did you get any clue or anything from anthropology?
Sir, I have taken some examples from anthropology in the essay paper. So and also in general studies one, there are areas related to ancient history.
Can you cite one?
One is Indus Valley civilization, which is prehistory.
Which is?
Prehistory.
Are you sure?
Sir, it's a proto-history, sir, to use the exact word. Since we didn't decipher the script that Indus Valley
That is proto-history.
Proto-history.
Not pre.
Yes. Sorry, sir. So that in that areas, anthropology has helped me, sir.
How? Can you elaborate this?
So Indus Valley civilization is part of anthropology syllabus as well as a part of archaeological anthropology. So in APPSC mains, we have proto history also as a part of history in paper one. There it helped me, and even in essay paper also, the examples that I picked up from anthropology has helped me.
Can you cite an example?
Sir, I couldn't exactly remember the examples I have written, but something to related to evolution that I have quoted in examples.
So, you're from IIT Hyderabad.
Yes, sir.
IIT Hyderabad is Kandi.
Yes, sir. That's right.
When you studied, they shifted to Kandi by that time?
Yes, sir. Partially, the first 3 years I was in a temporary campus. Later, in my 4th year, we shifted to Kandi campus.
Feeling deja vu. I'm recollecting you talked about this.
Yes, sir.
Today I have read a news on IIT's ranking, QS ranking. Can you tell what exactly is happening with IIT Kandi, IIT Hyderabad?
Sir, I couldn't exactly remember the QS ranking, but it's in the top 500 with respect to QS and other world rankings. With respect to NIRF rankings given by Ministry of Education, it is ranked 8th in engineering.
I think it has jumped to 15 places or what, something I have read about IIT Hyderabad.
Yes, sir. It is doing pretty well and constantly improving in the rankings. So among the IITs that were established post 2000, it is ranked number 1, sir.
Number 1.
Yes, sir.
Which department is the strength? Which field or which department? What do you call in IIT? I don't know.
Sir, in IIT Hyderabad, the major
IIT Hyderabad only.
Yes, sir. We call it IIT Hyderabad.
Which department?
Electrical engineering, sir.
They are doing well.
They are doing well, and even one more BTech in artificial intelligence
Hmm.
that is first started in India by IIT Hyderabad.
Hmm.
Later that was taken by other institutes also. That is also doing pretty well. A mix of computer science and electrical engineering, the faculties. So that department is also doing very well. Apart from that, biotechnology department have been in the forefront during the fight against COVID also. They have sanitizers and even testing kits, rapid testing kits. Some new things were brought.
In all IITs, you have humanities wing.
Yes, sir, we have, sir.
So, can you tell something about those humanities wing and how Indian Institute of Technologies and humanities are coexisting, and why we need humanities in IITs?
Sir, if we see the problems that India faces or any society faces,
Hmm.
they are actually without any boundaries,
Hmm.
where we need technology and the understanding of society as well.
Hmm.
So, there, with respect to that, multidisciplinary education is best suited to solve these problems.
Hmm.
For example, if we see a problem of drinking water in some village,
Hmm.
there we need to understand not just the technicalities of how groundwater can be purified, but also the social aspects, like who is getting the groundwater first when we have that. So those patterns, if we that are best studied by anthropologists and sociologists. So that knowledge also, if it gets integrated to the technicalities, that would be a better solution to the problems.
Do you think this integration is happening in IITs or departments are aloof?
Sir, as far as I know, it is happening well, sir. But even the new education policy has asked this to multidisciplinary education to be made more necessary.
Yeah.
So in IIT Hyderabad, even I have done some courses in humanities.
Hmm.
That's how I got some preliminary touch with anthropology. So there is compulsory that we have to finish 12 credits taking humanities. So that is actually happening, but the scale of it should be more is what I feel.
You did electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Now we have electrical vehicles, EV.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is the problem with the EV vehicles and blasts? Why it is happening?
Sir, the recent issues that are happening are majorly due to overheating of the lithium ion batteries. Currently, the lithium ion batteries have liquid stage electrolyte. So, with overheating, the separator between anode and cathode that is getting shorted. So, that is the reason why these are happening. In the safety norms that we have, uh, from whatever the news articles that I have read, these standards that we followed are not suited to the Indian conditions. So in India, with the rapid increase in the temperatures we have seen, there is more risk of these incidents in the scorching heat of this summer in April, May. So that is a major reason. With solid state lithium ion batteries, I think that is something that will solve these issues.
We have a lot of technology, so many IITs,
Yes, sir.
so much of knowledge, and big democracy, Vishwaguru tag, and aspiring Vishwagurus,
Yes, sir.
and can't even resolve this and loss of lives. Who is responsible for this loss of lives?
Sir, I
You talked about the technical solution or scientific solution,
yes.
but I'm asking about the political or sociological solution about this problem.
Sir, there is issue of cost as well. With solid lithium ion batteries, it is more costly. And in a bid to increase our EV adoption, we have compromised on the safety norms. With the quick adoption that we are planning, there has been even central government has agreed that uh, uh, slight faster clearances have been given. So now they have revised the guidelines of safety. So that
They have lost at least 10 lives. Who is responsible for this?
so majorly there is a responsibility of company for not getting the quality product. Second, there are the lapses in government also. government is also responsible for the lives lost, and there have been slight uh, issue from the user as well, because there have been user manuals saying that this should not be kept for so and so long charging. So there have been lack of awareness about how to use this product. So there is issue with all the peoples, all these three stakeholders.
You sell a bomb and say that be careful. See the manual how to keep this preserve this bomb in a safe way. Is it justified?
It is completely not justified, sir. So, if I have to say, the 90% or 99% of the responsibility is with the company,
And
and
the people who gave permissions.
yes, sir. And the people who gave faster clearances and who are not able to
Yeah.
foresee this.
This is a serious problem.
Yes, sir.
You talked about endurance running, hockey, graphic designing. I think we have discussed this. Endurance running, I learned it from you in the last interaction. Can you repeat that endurance running?
So endurance is running for long distance. Any distance over 3 kilometers is considered a long distance, and it's endurance running. And running basically is when you move in such a way that at least at some point of time both the legs are in air. So that is endurance running, sir.
So both the legs are in air at some point.
At some point of time. Otherwise, it is walking, sir.
Your native place is Machilipatnam.
Yes, sir.
Kandula is your surname.
Yes, sir.
Why Kandula? What is the meaning of Kandula?
Sir, there is some village named with Kandula. So, from what I have got from my grandfather, we might be descendants from that village. So, Kandula.
Machilipatnam.
Yes, sir.
What is the other name for Machilipatnam in historical times?
Sir, there is Masulipatnam. There is also name of Bandar. So, these two are other names.
What is the meaning of Bandar?
Bandar in Persian language, it's a port, sir. There are many ports which are named as Bandar.
So we have only one Bandar.
Yes, sir. Because previously, before British rule, there is only one major port in Andhra Pradesh. So that might be the case that we have only one Bandar.
Are you sure that there was only one port in Andhra Pradesh?
So majorly before uh, before the British rule, the major activity was in Machilipatnam, sir. Golcondas and Kakatiyas have used Machilipatnam.
Kakatiyas used another port also, very big port.
Yes, sir. It is Motapalli port that they have used. Uh, that can be the reason, sir. Like having
Actually, apart from Machilipatnam, you have many ports
yes,
on east coast. Krishnapatnam was also there.
yes,
But Motapalli was one of the biggest ports.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Even Kolleru
Yes,
was used as a port.
yes,
Kolleru, the backwaters, so it is taken into. So, Krishna district has Divisim. Do you know about Divisim?
yes, sir. I know that it is a island kind of territory that is in Krishna district, sir. So it is famous for the unfortunate reason of cyclone and
So, of course, 1977.
yes, sir.
That is the old one.
Yes, sir.
But after that, what exactly is Divisima? Why Divisima is popular, or what is the speciality of Divisima?
Sorry, sir. I'm not exactly sure.
Know about it.
Yes, sir.
Divisima is one of the Lankan తెలుసు.
Lankalu is
Islands.
Yes.
So it has some specific character. Try to.
Yes.
Basically, in Andhra Pradesh, if we talk about the problems faced by Andhra Pradesh
Yes, sir.
today, What exactly are the problems?
So can I take a moment, sir?
Yeah, sure.
So basically, one major problem Andhra Pradesh is facing, and which is resulting in more problems, is having revenue deficit. So fiscal management has been a challenge post the bifurcation, and having only 20% contribution from industrial sector. So there have been challenges to generate own revenue sources, own revenue. That is leading to compromise of spending on capital expenditure and also salaries to the employees. So there are some major dissatisfactions from employee unions as well. Secondly, the problem of literacy. So despite having a good GDP per capita, Andhra Pradesh literacy rate is below the national average. It is 69%. So there are high dropout rates. So there is lack of awareness. Despite having income, there is no focus on the education aspect. Third is liquor problem, liquor consumptions, and consumption of intoxicants, also, drugs and other activities, which are rampant near the Araku area.
Mm.
So these three are the major.
Araku area, is it the consuming area or producing area?
Araku area is producing area, sir. Overall, the state has consumption in the urban areas, and with respect to alcohol, there is consumption all over the states, and more so with the economically weaker sections. That is also leading to social problems of domestic violence. So,
Ganja is, you are talking about ganja production in
yes,
Araku area.
Araku area.
Today, there is a news that ganja production has become legal in one country in Asia.
Sorry, sir, I couldn't follow that.
Completely legal now.
Yes.
That is Thailand.
Okay.
It's a complete legal ganja production. But restrictions in consumption, like as an intoxicant, they have made some restrictions and rules. But ganja production is legal now. The first Asian country to make it legal now, after banning long back. Everywhere it is a ban in Asia. But now, this is the first country to lift the ban and make it legal.
Thank you for the information, sir.
Today, just today, latest news.
Yes.
Do you read news?
Yes, sir, I do read this.
Mm.
Indian Express.
Indian Express. I think it's in Andhra Jyoti and Hindu today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it-
Somehow I might have missed that news. Sir.
Mm. So presently you are a product analyst.
Yes, sir.
Where?
So I'm working in a startup, Darwin Box, which is a HR management product company, sir.
What is the actual work? What is the task you perform there, product analyst?
Sir, in our product, any new features that needs to be added, I will try to analyze from all the data that is available. Like, what is the use case for this? How many clients would be using it, and how much effort would be required to build these features. All these things I will analyze and make sure that new features get added in our product.
What exactly is the nature of the product? I am a lay person.
Yes, sir.
Try to explain me, keeping you in mind that I am a lay person.
Yes, sir.
Just I don't know anything about these electronic goods.
Yes, sir. So ours is majorly human resource management product, sir. So if any company which has suppose this organization has 500 employees, so it is difficult to manage how to give salaries, how much to give to whom. So all this, if it is if our product is used, it is completely automated. That whenever a person is getting recruited, we have a module to say enter the amount that that person is getting, enter the perks that that person is getting, and we also connect other aspects like attendance. So if a person is absent for 5 days, our software automatically deducts that 5 days of salary. So all this is automated in our software. So any new features a company is asking, so all that also we try to integrate it.
This is how different it is from Microsoft, that is Excel sheet. where you have all the solutions for all these things, deduction, calculation, everything.
Sir, there it is not automated, sir. A person has to collate all the information. In our product, a HR person will be having separate login. Employee will be having separate login. Employee will mark attendance. He doesn't have access to Excel sheet or anything. He cannot do. HR person will be looking at the data. So each person will be having separate login and he can only see what he is required to see. That will make the interface easier. The same thing can be performed in Excel as well, but integration is very difficult. So 500 employees, it's better to use our products.
So this is basically a software.
Yes, sir, software product.
Nothing to do with this electrical engineering.
Yes, sir. The philosophy of electrical engineering, where analytical skills are used, that is what I am using as a product analyst, sir. But the core electrical engineering part of it
is missing.
Is not being used.
Then I see many people from different engineering colleges.
Yes, sir.
Do something civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and come to Amirpet and join software. You are from IIT.
Yes, sir.
And doing the same thing.
Sir, even there has been a mismatch in the number of jobs that are created in the sectors and the education that we have. The fact that I am working as a product analyst is one of the result of that, sir.
I think I am right.
Yes, sir, you are absolutely right, sir. In our batch of 44 members of electrical engineering, honestly speaking, around 4 to 5 people are working in the core sector of electrical engineering. Others have been using the knowledge of electrical engineering but not working in the electrical engineering.
As a social scientist or an analyst, I can talk about this mismatch of IIT teaching and job market. It's a serious lacuna. If this is the case with IIT, what about the other colleges?
Yes, sir. It is true, sir. We have this mismatch in other colleges, more so in other colleges. So there has been a lack of industry academy collaboration in this aspect, and the jobs created in the core sectors that we have.
People like you who graduated from IITs,
yes, sir.
Can't they start their own startups in electrical?
Yes, sir. So there have been challenges in this aspect, sir. So one is with respect to idea. Second is the incubation facilities that we have. Those are not to the level that is required for having a startup. So even in the startups in initial stages, which are quite successful, there have been challenges in funding, sir. In case of semiconductor industry, it is heavily capital requiring domain, sir. So a startup by a person who has experience of 10 to 15 years in that domain, it is quite feasible. But a person who has come directly graduate, it is very difficult in Indian conditions.
In Telangana, there is a tea hub.
Yes, sir.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sir, it is an incubation hub developed by Telangana government in collaboration with the IIIT Hyderabad. So it will provide the incubation facilities to startups in their early stages. So if they have some ideas which require some mentorship, there have been mentors appointed by T Hub for mentoring them, and they provide office spaces initially. This has been a good initiative and which is doing well in nurturing the startups.
They are going for tea hub 2 also.
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of the news.
This week or this month, I heard about it.
Yes.
They are going to start second phase.
That would be a good initiative too.
Because tea hub, the first phase is complete. Complete means there is no space there.
Yes.
Now they are starting a second one, tea hub 2.
Glad to know that, sir. That would be good.
So why I asked is basically technocrats coming to administration.
Yes.
Public funding spent on people like you
Yes.
to make technocrats and develop in industrial sector. After some time, we don't see the results coming that way. and you come to administration. Don't you see some problem is there in our understanding?
Sir, the basic problem here, what I feel is in India, career decisions are made at during the graduation level.
Mm.
So, due to lack of awareness, and that's how it has been since some long. So, uh, going into graduation, when someone makes a choice, by that time the stream has been already chosen without much of awareness. That is the core issue of it. Sir. But what I feel is even the technocrats going into other domains, they are doing very well, irrespective of the domain they are doing. They are performing well in entrepreneurship, administration, and other aspects. Uh, the knowledge that they have gained in the colleges is helpful in that. Maybe they would not have effectively utilized as a person doing research in that domain, but certainly the amount spent on them is not wasted. Sir. It is
Mm.
the in administration as well.
If you are posted in Andhra Pradesh,
Yes, sir.
what is the first challenge you are going to face in terms of the problems faced by the state?
Sir, in terms of first problem, whichever district I am posted, due to the revenue deficit nature, the resources allocated would be low. So optimization of the resources is much required in wherever I am posted. If I am posted in some area of education, so funds required for upgrading the schools it might be lower. So it's required of more efficient way utilization of the funds. That is it.
Generation,
Sorry.
generation of funds
Generation of funds is also a challenge.
locally. I'm talking about locally. Optimum utilization is one thing. Generation of funds is also very important.
Yes, sir.
Whatever problem we have in different areas.
Yes, sir.
So how do you generate different models has to be chosen. All these things are important for you
Yes,
if you head the task of administering the area in Andhra Pradesh presently,
yes,
which is very, very lucrative and we can get fast results. Which sector or which area we have to focus to get faster results in Andhra Pradesh?
so I think it is industrial sector because we have a coastline of 972 kilometers. So if we can develop industrial hubs along the coast by fast tracking the development of ports, so that would be a fast generation of jobs that will have spillover effects on the economy, and industrial development would lead to the economic development of that region. So that is one thing. And second is being having fertile land in Andhra Pradesh. Uh, some of the areas are not irrigated. So completing the Polvaram project and having micro irrigation schemes, so that would actually increase the output of the Andhra Pradesh economy. So yes, sir.